Swarna, you're back. Hi, Swarna Singhal. You're on mute. Hi, Swarna, can you hear me? You're on mute. Could you please unmute and talk?
And I can see you. But look at me. I'm not even ready because I was supposed to do it in the afternoon. Can you give me 10 minutes to get ready? I can't
You're
do it.
looking,
You
you're
want me to
looking
do
beautiful,
it now?
lady.
What?
You're looking beautiful.
No, give me. Okay, you have to give me 5 minutes, okay? Because I did not know I was supposed to do it now. You caught me by surprise. I mean, I'm supposed to be scheduled in the afternoon. So
Okay. Yeah. Let's wait for 5 minutes for Swarna to get ready.
give me 5 minutes to.
Because it was very sudden for her. Our slot is not now, but speakers are didn't join. So we have requested her to join now. So she
Yeah,
has accepted our request. Thank you
okay.
so much, Swarna.
But let
Yeah,
me
please
get
go ahead.
ready. Okay. And you are
Yes,
my
please.
power
We will
point,
wait.
right? You are my
Yes,
power
we
point.
have.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So give me,
You
I mean,
can.
you caught me by surprise. Okay.
Okay. You can turn off your camera and you can leave.
Yeah, okay. This is interesting. Okay. I turned off the camera and Melinda, I'm back. I'm back, Melinda.
Oh, you're so fast.
Can, can you hear me?
I
Okay.
can hear you, but I cannot see you.
Oh, you cannot see me. Okay. Can you see me now?
Oh, wow, beautiful. How
I
come?
that was
So
I'm telling you.
fast.
Thank you, thank you. You caught
You
me
don't
by
need to get
surprise.
ready. You just need a lipstick. That's it. That's enough for you.
Yes, I needed a lipstick. Yeah.
That's it.
And
Yes.
okay. So
Okay. Thank you so much, Swarna Single. So she is back. Beautiful woman. She is supporting from yesterday. Thank you so much for your continuous support, Swarna, for being on this stage. We are so honored, so Swarna, to be here on this and sharing your comments, sharing your love. So, welcome to the stage. And so, before we start your presentation, we will give a brief introduction of yours. So later you can start your beautiful presentation. Okay.
okay.
Okay. So yes, Swarna Singhal was born and brought up in India, and she moved to USA in 1967 to marry her husband, Indraraj Singhal. Together, they raised three daughters who have top positions in the medical, legal, education, and engineering fields. Cooking, gardening, writing, children, grandchildren, and friends enrich and actualize her life beyond description. She has a doctoral degree in clinical psychology and four master's degree in psychology, education, and sociology. She has also earned several educational certificates from prestigious institutes in the USA. Throughout her life in the USA, she has been active in Indian cultural and religious association and has held board member positions. She taught Hindi for 40 years as a volunteer teacher. She has conducted several Hindu weddings and other religious ceremonies. She is fluent in English, Hindi, Bengali, and Punjabi and understands Marathi and Gujarati. She wrote a column on psychological issues pertaining to Asian Indians in India and abroad. She three terms as a commissioner on the Tulsa Mayor's Commission on Concerns of Women. Her two books are listed on Amazon.com. When Heaven Meets Earth, Making Meaning of a Marital Journey through the Lens of the Seven Hindu Vows was published by Notion Press India and is listed globally through them. This book has been in the top 100 books on marriage and self-help. Her other book, her other book, Eternal Engagement, a memoir, is written in the loving memory of her husband and is based on the letters they exchanged before their marriage. Wonderful. She has presented at several conferences over the past several years. She is in the private practice of psychology for the past 40 years, primarily working with couples with their personal and marital issues. That's really wonderful, wonderful introduction, Swarna. So, namaste.
Namaste. Namaste to everyone.
So you can start your presentation. Do you want me to share the PowerPoint?
Yes. And you
Okay,
can you
I'll do
every
it.
time say, yeah. And I'll say click on it or something like that because I don't have my
Yeah,
PowerPoint. I can just
you
say go
can
to the
just let
second
us know
slide.
so that I well, please yeah. So please let me know whether you are able to see my PowerPoint. Okay.
Okay. Can you enlarge it? Yes,
Yeah.
can you make it a full screen?
Yes, I'll do that.
It's bigger than I. Yeah, it's too small. I can't even read it.
Okay.
Um, yes, I thought it would be like over the screen, like bigger. Can it be bigger, or you can't do it?
Yeah,
Okay,
this is the
let's.
maximum we can do it.
That's all you can do. Yeah, I see. So what I will do, since you can't enhance it, I will refer to my own PowerPoint here, which I
Yes.
have in front of
Can
me.
you, yeah, can you do see now?
Uh, it's better. It's better than before. I
It's
wish it
better?
was bigger, but let's see.
Yeah, this is the maximum we can do.
Okay, that's all it will go.
Yes.
Okay, no problem. Let's just. So, welcome everyone and namaste. This is a presentation which speaks to my heart because I do believe in the Hindu marriage vows and what teaching they have to give to people who are interested in learning. So next slide, please. So a Hindu marriage is generally an hour-long ceremony consisting of many symbolically significant rituals. But the most important one is Saptapadi. Sapta means seven and Padi means steps. With each step, the bride and groom recite a vow in Sanskrit and they go around the fire. And once they have exchanged all the vows, all requirements of the Hindu marriage are complete, and the priest then presents them officially as husband and wife to the friends, families, and all the witnesses. The fire they go around represent the fire god, who is considered the direct messenger to God. Okay. The interesting part of this vows is that they were written thousands of years ago. There is a reference of them in Vedas, which are 5 to 10,000 years old. And I'm surprised that the sages in those days, who were not really even married, were able to figure out how a man and woman should live. So that's really interesting to me. And that over the years, and they in thousands years now in the present, that we can still make sense of it and we can actually use them for ourselves. Okay, next ritual. Next slide, please. Okay, I put this picture for you to look at it visually how a Pharaoh's, or the seven vows around the fire looks like. There is fire, there is a couple, parents on this side, parents on this side, and that's the priest. Um, and see how ornate. I mean, Hindu Indian marriages are really big production. There is a music, dance, a food, you name it, and people dance to the end of the night. It's just like a really happy, joyous affair. Next slide. So we'll begin. Okay, now I cannot see uh, the text on. Okay. So I'm gonna just, because I have, my presentation is so long and I have like 20 minutes to spit it out. So I'm gonna just read them and you listen to it. And if you have any questions, you put them in the chat. So with the first step, the bride and grooms say to each other, let's vow to share food and household responsibilities together. Groom promises, hey, bride, you will offer me food and help me in every way. And the bride goes, I will be responsible for all affairs of the household, including food and finances. I added, with our hearts and mind joined in holy union with purest intention, let's bring out the best in each of us. So to me, that's the thing, like bringing out the best in each other and doing everything with love and care and responsibility. So then, when even the mundane becomes adventuresome, for example, me and my husband would go to Walmart and have a date, just going to Walmart or to a fast food joint. And it didn't matter we spent a lot of money or not. We just loved each other and wanted to be together. So, so the question that you can ask, how's my marriage on a scale of 0 to 10? And how can I bring my marriage a little notch up in the scale? Next slide. So this is the second step. With the second vow, we go, let's be physically, mentally, and spiritually strong together. And that is a very key point in any marriage. When you are physically fit, psychologically sound, and spiritually integrated with mind, body, and spirit. When you have all that, you will offer joy and uh, happiness to your spouse, and he or she would do that in return. Because the thing is that any emotion that we any emotion that we bring out, the other person does the same thing. Okay, so I'm sorry, my daughter is calling me because she wanted to join me. So let me see if I can tell her to. Um, anyway, I'll continue to talk. Okay, Susie, let me just quickly tell her. Susie, okay, okay, okay. Susie, Susie, can you hear me? Okay, I'm just gonna not talk to her. Okay, okay. So what I'm saying that being physically fit, mentally strong, and okay, quickly. Susie, they put me right now. So I don't know how they did it, but I'm on right now, and I'm talking to you. Let me hang up, please, and just join. Okay. So, uh, so the groom says, "I'm so sorry about this interruption, but she was very excited to join me, and this happened so suddenly. So please forgive me." Um, so the groom says, "I urge you to give me strength and courage, so together we can protect the household and children." So for husband and wife to be together as a joint group, then in Hindi we say one and one makes 11, and that's the truth. When two people are joined together, then they can be a strength of 11 people. Anyway, and bride says, "I will always be your strength and courage. I shall celebrate your happiness and support you in times of sorrow. Will you be faithful and only be mine?" And again, I have already said that. So reflection is, how do I take care of my body? Do I go to the gym? Do I go for a walk? What do I do? How do I help my spouse to remain healthy? What could we do together to add a healthy activity in our lives? And one of the best things that you can do is eat the right foods, eat, think right thoughts, positive, and be content.
I think she left the stage. Are you here with us, Swarna? Swarna, are you here? Swarna will rejoin now. Let's wait for 5 minutes. She will, yes, she's trying to join. Swarna, what happened? You are unable to unmute. Could you please join? I'll help you. Yeah, please try to log off and log in again. Yes, Varna. Can you please unmute and talk?
Okay, now it
Yeah.
is working. Okay, Susie, Susie, I'm having a lot of problem with this, but anyway, it's on right now. Okay, bye. Yeah. Okay. So, all right, here we go. I hope this time we can. I am so apologetic to my audience, that they had to wait, but thank you for waiting, and I'll continue. Uh, so remember that with determination, remember the word determination is really, really important. Just like right now, we were all resilient and determined that we are going to get back on, and we did it without getting mad. So that's what I'm talking about. Next slide, please. Okay, so uh, one thing in all the vows are emphasized is honesty, morality, and ethics. That whatever you do in your life, you should be really, you know, uh, cognizant about other people's feelings and behaviors, and from our side, not be selfish and greedy, but just do everything morally and ethically. So the groom says, "My beloved, with your presence in my life, our wealth and prosperity will grow." And bride says, "I will only love you and will remain chaste. All other men will be like my brothers." And from my experience, being in a Hindu family, married to a Hindu guy, and that once we are married, other men don't mean a thing. It's just like what? It's like I was married to you, and that's all it matters. See, right now, my husband passed 9 years ago, but I wear the Mangal Sutra to show that I'm still married to him. I know people think I'm single and they want to talk to me and say, I will talk to you, but don't have any interesting romantic feelings toward me because I am still married to that man. He's still in my heart. So, but this vow is talking about how you will gather money. How you will gather money. Not by being greedy, not cheating other people, but with moral and ethical means. And that's what it is all about. So, how do you define prosperity? Are you think you're prosperous? How would you increase prosperity in your own marriage? These are some of the things that one should really keep thinking about. Next slide. And this I put a picture of Lakshmi. She is the goddess of wealth and prosperity, and Lakshmi is revered in every Hindu household. You must have heard of the Festival of Lights, and people light all their house so Lakshmi can enter. But I think Lakshmi is already in my house, so it doesn't have to enter on that special day. She's in my heart. She's in my home right now. Thank you. Next, the fourth vow. So you will also notice that there is a lot of emphasis on acquiring knowledge, making yourself fit, things like that. So the fourth one goes, let's take the fourth step to acquire knowledge, happiness, and harmony by mutual love and trust. And let us vow to be peaceful, happy, and spiritual together. That blame game that people play, and that's why they come to see me, really needs to go, because you are only responsible for yourself and not the other. So pointing fingers at your spouse does not help in any way. So the bride goes, I will shower you with joy from head to toe. Hello, I wish it would happen all the time. Anyway, I will strive to please you in every way. And do we do that? I think we take each other for granted and not really be even nice to. I know I wasn't nice to my husband all the time. If he will call me, I'll say, what? Instead of saying, hi, you're calling me? Like there were no love in my words. But now that I've lost him, I go, my God, I should have done that. But anyway, So I said, two souls now one, red and maroon, saffron color coming together. So the idea is to, even though you have two bodies, but your spirit needs to come close together. Not that you become dependent on each other, but can you be interdependent? Like you like each other, you can do things on your own, but you love to do it in partnership. So, um, so immersed in tranquility, bliss, spirituality, in harmoniously in all its magnificence. The thing is, also think in higher level, like lofty grounds. Just don't be mundane and boring. Just think of yourself as a magnificent being, just like Kegani said yesterday, and just be the best of what you can be and strive to be even better. Just every day is a new day and be a better person. And now think about, how's my life with my partner? How do we, as a couple, make our joy and purpose full in life? Next slide. Just a picture of happiness and harmony. Next slide. The fifth vow is also important. Let's vow to beget children and raise them right. Again, right, morality, ethics, and togetherness. These are the things that you get from this vow, like be together, do the right thing, be good, and be good to other people. Um, so she said, groom said, "You're my best friend and well wisher. Thank you for coming into my life and enriching." And that's another thing. Do we thank each other enough? Do we say, "Ari, I'm so happy you're in my life"? I advise to my clients that when you wake up in the morning, say something nice to each other, like how thankful you are that you are married to this person. Just start the day on a positive footing and think like, have you been a good partner? And then next slide, please. And that is like a short guide as to how to be good. Okay, so it says practice non-violence. That doesn't mean just in physical, but in mental. Like, don't think negative about other people. Don't be angry, and try to be nice to people. Tell truth. Don't steal. Preserve your energies for better things. Um, uh, Avoid hoarding and greediness. Try to be content, and that's another thing that I was raised with. That santosh sabse bada dhan hai. That means contentment is the greatest wealth you can ever have, because there are billionaires who are unhappy, and there are really poor people living in huts. They are happy with themselves. So who is richer in spirit and intellect? The person who's content. uh, get to know yourself, study yourself, reflect who you are, what you want to be. And in all the things, no matter how great you become, stay humble. Your feet should be always on the ground, even if your head is in the cloud. Next slide, please. The sixth vow: may we live long in perfect harmony, providing each other peace, joy, and comfort. And groom says, by taking 6 steps with me, you have filled my heart and soul with infinite love and happiness. Will you please love me like this forever? Isn't that a sweet gesture? Oh my God, I will melt. Bride goes, I will always be on your side. I will always love you like this. Now, can you see that I won't even have a job if couples thought like that? They won't even come to me. They won't need to come to a counselor. Anyway, so I wrote, we have fulfilled our duties to our children, elders, the needy, and the community. God grant us long life to enjoy peace, harmony, and bliss in the loving company of just the two of us. So when you're in that stage of life that your children are gone and you just are two of you, are you going to be happy together, or are you going to be bored? So that's your choice. Okay. So do I have that kind of relationship where we love each other? How do I make my marital relationship evolve and grow to be even better. Next slide, please. So there's a picture. That kind of love. Thank you. Next. The seventh vow is my favorite one. Let's vow to be friends forever. Groom says, we are now husband and wife and are one. You are mine and I'm yours for eternity. That's the idea. You're mine and I'm yours. So there's no room for anyone else. That's how it should be. And bride goes, God is my witness. I'm now your wife. We will love, honor, and cherish each other always. With these seven steps, we are like two waves joined together, two gusts of wind, two souls fused. Let love, loyalty, honor, honesty enrich our friendship this life and beyond. And Gibran said, in the sweetness of friendship, let there be laughter and sharing of pleasures. For in the dew of these little things, the heart finds its morning and is refreshed. How's my marriage in terms of the seven vows? What could I do to make my marriage like that? Next, please. there is a These are our favorite Bollywood actors and actresses. They just got married, so I just posted that picture like a happy couple. Okay, next slide. Let's be friends for eternity. Next slide. Okay, that I wrote for, my husband and I used to make a pizza toast in the morning. I will make it, and then we'll walk outside on the deck or in the house on the kitchen table with a newspaper, pizza toast, and just overlooking the blue swimming pool that I had in those days. Next slide, please. Just it's too long, so I'm not gonna. Next. Next slide. Okay, so that's the picture. Okay. Now, I don't even know how much time I have. Melinda, you have to tell me how much time I have because I have a lot more slides, but I can cut it short.
You can go ahead. No problem.
Continue. Okay. All right. So go to the slide, please. Okay. Um, I'm doing another presentation where they have asked me to even connect the seven vows to the brain, how the brain contributes to uh, implementing anything that we want in our lives. So lots of things will come in the picture. But there are certain areas in the brain, amygdala, hippocampus, insula, prefrontal cortex, etc., etc. I mean, you won't even remember unless you are a scientist. But what amygdala is responsible for processing emotions such as fear, anger, and pleasure. And hippocampus processes memories and emotions related to memories. Insula is responsible for processing emotion as disgust, pain, and social emotions. Like I like this person, I don't like this person, judgment, criticism, happiness, I love this person, like that. The prefrontal cortex, um, it is responsible for a lot more things, regulating emotions, decision making, and social behavior. We make decision, are we going to get mad and curse out anybody, or we are going to control ourselves? Those kind of things are processed in the prefrontal cortex. Cingulate cortex, and I'll show you pictures in a minute. um, it's responsible for processing emotions related to pain, empathy, and social interactions. Ganglia is responsible for, again, regulating emotions,
Next
movement,
speaker ఎవరు?
motivation.
వస్తుందా?
Yes. Thalamus is responsible for, again, emotions. I'm going to show you pictures now. Click next, please, Melinda. Okay, those are the pictures of, so that's a little green thing is amygdala, and that yellow, orangey looking thing is hippocampus. Next slide. And that brown part is the gyri of insula. and which is again, just think like that. All these parts are regulating our emotions, our behaviors, our motivation, and everything. So just have that picture in mind. Next slide, please. And that shows the process of the gyri, how it works. It takes care of your food cravings of food or other things, singing and auditory, visual awareness monitoring, autonomic like cardiac rhythm, which you don't know but is happening, subjective feeling when we go gossip about people or say nice things about people, those things, subjective feelings. Oh, I like that person. No, I don't like that. And disgust. We decide like I want to vomit, like that kind of feeling. Next slide. So that's the prefrontal cortex. Like it's a beautiful image, and I'll quickly read that. It takes care of empathy, insight, response, flexibility, emotion regulation, body regulation, morality, intuition, attuned communication, and fear modulation. And the limbic brain, which is the pink one here, it takes care of the fight, flight, freeze response and thinks, am I safe? Do people want me? So emotions live there. So we are very much motivated by the limbic system. And our job is to make the limbic system not that over controlling of ourselves. And by meditation, exercises, reflection, try to control the limbic brain as much as possible. Next slide, please. So that's again a picture of that cingulate gyrus. And so I'm just again, it's a emotion formation, processing, learning, memory, central role in attention, feeling of safety and security. Okay, thank you. Next slide. And basal ganglia in a picture. So I've already talked about that. It delivers information about body position and sensory feedback relating to organ. Like, you could be dizzy and lose control of your body. So I think those things are kind of controlled by this. Next slide. And I could be wrong. I'm not a scientist. I did not study uh, physical things that. So anyway, thalamus. And we talked about thalamus, but let's see what I have another slide. Go. Thank you, Susie, for joining. She actually can explain these things a lot better than I can. But this is I will explain and she can jump in if she wants to. Thalamus is a structure, I already showed you the picture. And understanding the brain areas associated with emotions can really help us better understand how emotions are processed and regulated in the brain. All these areas embedded deep within the brain are important to regulate our emotions and physical capabilities. They all appear to work together in synchronicity. I can't say the word right. And it appears that damage in one of these areas would affect the functionality of other brain areas. So I think I may not talk a lot, but PTSD would be something that comes to mind. Next slide, please. So, and how does the information is, can Sujata speak here for a minute? And maybe she can talk about the neurotransmitters. Susie, do you want to do that or I can just go ahead? Okay, I'll just keep going. Neurotransmitters are chemical messengers that carry signals from, okay, I'll show you the picture first and then I'll come back here. So go to the next slide, Melinda. So this is how the neurotransmitters transmit messages from one to the other. Now go back to the first slide. Go back to this. Yes, yes. No. Before that, the one on neurotransmitter. Go back. You have to go toward up, where neurotransmitters were. neurotransmitters. Keep going up, up. Okay, there you stop right there. So, neurotransmitters are chemical messengers that carry signals from one neuron to the next target cell, which could be another nerve cell, a muscle cell, or a gland. And it controls, nervous system controls everything from heartbeat, blood pressure, to thoughts, memory, learning, and feelings. Nerve cells send and receive information from all body sources, and this constant feedback is essential for body's optimal functions. Neurotransmitters help regulation of emotions, and some of the neurotransmitters are as follows: dopamine, associated with brain's reward system, generating feelings of pleasure and pain, feel good, affects our motivation and emotional states. Noradrenaline is involved body's fight or flight response to stress. This neurotransmitter can create a sense of urgency, overpowering fear, and an increase in heart rate and blood pressure. It plays a role to create a balance between the levels of both depression and anxiety. Um, Serotonin helps regulate bodily functions as libido levels, sleep, and body temperature, and associated with depression, social anxiety, eating disorder, and OCD. With low levels of serotonin, a person might have trouble with attention and concentration. In other words, serotonin helps regulate mood, behavior, sleep, and memory. GABA is involved in our level of excitement. Again, important in the area of regulating emotional states. Low levels can make a person talk too much, and high levels can make you feel relaxed and sometimes to the point of being sedated. So you want to be in between these when it comes to GABA, like not too much, not too little, but enough to you stay alert and talk, but not be crazy. Acetylcholine plays a role in memory, motivation, and attention. Norepinephrine, feelings of arousal and alertness. Endorphins, I'm sure you have heard of that, helps in pain relief and feelings of pleasure. So the seven Hindu marriage vows invoke a range of emotions, each associated with specific brain areas and neurotransmitters. Understanding these connections offer a profound insight into the neurobiological connections to these important socio-religio-cultural practices. The research into finding more transmitter continues. So far, they have identified 100 plus neurotransmitters that help our physical and mental well-being. Next slide, please. Next slide. Okay, so then I was looking at what things are important. What are the vows doing? What is the motive or purpose of the vow? So the vows are where we set intentions that this is how we are going to live, and then we'll live accordingly. So intentions help us reach our goal, whatever goal you make. Like last night, I was up till 4 or 5 p.m., 5 a.m. because I wanted to look through the everything that was working. Now, any other day, I might have been watching TV or just falling asleep, but I stayed up and did it because my intention was to get this right. So you see how that works. So when you are focused on something you want to do, that's intention. So, and when you set intentions, the brain also cooperates and uses specific neurochemicals that help you. So the brain is always wanting to help you, but you have to also help the brain by being positive, thoughtful, hopeful, content, all these things that you need to do from your side. So the brain can send you the right messages, right neurotransmitters to function. Okay, next slide, please. So, what is the interplay of Hindu vows with various concepts? I already talked about intentionality that direct our thoughts, emotion, action toward a specific goal. Through the vows, an aspiring couple set up a clear intention to uphold certain values and principles in their marital relationship. So, and the purpose. Marriage vows contain a sense of purpose because I hear many times in my therapy practice or from my friends and family that I don't have a reason to live or I don't have any purpose in life. And that's when the dejection kind of takes over. And I'm not saying that it happens because sometimes life can be that terrible or unbearable that you want to do something like that. But if we just stay focused and continue working and inspiring ourselves, because no one can inspire you as much as you inspire yourself. So there's a sense of purpose, shared and individual. A strong sense of purpose can provide a guiding map for our decision making and behaviors. Purpose driven couples generally experience enhanced well being and a sense of meaning in life. And it also positively influences your neurobiology, and then you feel good. Okay, next slide, please. Next slide. Okay. Commitment is also important. I am going to do this for you. My husband used to sometimes say, this is my duty. It's my duty to be with you, support you. And even though I sometimes don't feel like doing it, but I'm doing it because it's my duty. Anyway. So commitment refers to dedication and perseverance in maintaining a long-term relationship, and it contains both cognitive and emotional processes that help regulate emotions and reactions. Neurobiologically, commitment activates brain regions related to rewards, motivation, and emotional regulation. Next thing is togetherness. You heard me speak again and again about how we are going to do things together, together, together. It was always a cooperative. We are on the same side of the team. We are not against each other. We are on the same side. Okay. Speaks to the idea of unity, collaboration, and shared experiences in marriage. Couples develop a sense of emotional connection and support. Neurobiologically, togetherness results in increased oxytocin, the bonding hormone, and reduced stress responses. Next slide, please. So, again, so there is a big emphasis on dharma or duties, as I was already saying, but I'll read. The vows emphasizes practice of moral and ethical duties, responsibilities, and righteousness. Fulfilling one's duty towards society, family, and oneself are emphasized. And I will say emphasize again that even in Vedas it said Ado Prema, that means love yourself first. So love yourself first, and when you are full of love for you, you can give to other people. So when your vessel is empty, you can't give anything to other people. So always make sure that you are full, you are content, and do whatever you need to do to make yourself strong that way. It is believed that fulfilling one's dharma brings a sense of balance, harmony, and spiritual growth. I think of this lady, very devout Christian lady whose young teenage son suddenly died, collapsed on in the gym where I was also going. To lose a child, 12-year-old child like that, I don't even know how I would take it. But the lady, the little, my daughter knows her really well. Um, her faith was so strong that she was able to function. I'm not saying all the time in a good way. Um, and also my friends. So husband died in a freak car accident in India, and his brain splattered on her lap. Her son was there, and it splattered her husband's brain. The skull broke, and the brain just splattered all over. And how she overcome that, and she's still good, is she I said, how did you do that? How did you do it? Because when my husband died, I was also grieving, so I wanted to know how she did it. And she looked up to the sky and she said, God help me, because she read her book every day devoutly. So I think faith does help in many ways. So, and when you do that, so and this, when you have that kind of faith and a sense of duty, it impacts positively with neural processes connected to reward and positive emotions. Moksha, or salvation, is the concept of freeing oneself from the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. The concepts of selflessness, spiritual growth, closeness to divine entity influences the mindset of individuals in marital relationship. They can rise above false ego through practices of meditation, self reflection, self transformation by promoting neuroplasticity and enhanced well being. And I want to introduce a new word here, even though I didn't. The word is, let me just have a cup of. The word is Jivan Mukta. Jivan Mukta means Jivan is life and Mukta means free. So how can you be attain salvation as a living being without dying? Because I don't know what will happen after I die. So can I try to achieve that kind of salvation, at least 10% of it or 1% of it while I'm living? So these are some of the things that I'm struggling with. I'm not saying I know anything better, but I'm saying that just reflecting and trying to get rid of the old stubborn habits. And I know I do, and I admit to you uh, freely that I am full of faults, but I'm trying. So that's all we can do. So thank you. Go to the next slide, please. This is a picture of somebody meditating and feeling like they are in that state of salvation stage. Next slide. I wrote that last night at 4 a.m. Um, Not that I always practice this, but I thought we should, the more we look at it, read it, it probably makes an impression on our mind. If there is one word that predicts if a marriage is going to be successful or not, that word is love. The word love has hundreds of meanings. Love means trust, concern, care, compassion, kindness, oneness, spirituality, intimacy, gratitude. The list goes on. Friendship is another word to describe love. You can define these terms in your own words based on your own experiences in life with things and events. Let's look at these vows from various cultural and religious traditions, because other it's not only Hindu tradition that have rich teachings, Bible, Quran, the Buddhist. I mean, there's so many other culture, traditions, and faiths that we can learn from. So, and I said, write on a nice piece of paper and put it under your pillow reminders of how you need to be, because I think I know that human beings are fallible, and we are full of, we are faultables and not faultless. So anyway, when we think more and more on these things, I think there is some transformation taking place in our mind. Next slide, please. Thank you for coming to my presentation, putting up with all the glitches that we had. My email address is swarnasinghal@yahoo.com, drswarnasinghal.com, Psychology Today. My two books, please, please look at my books. And if so inclined, if I was in person, I was bringing 50 books with me. But now you just go to Amazon site or Notion Press site, and you can buy or at least look at the books. And they are available on Amazon.com and globally, Notion Press India. And next, is there anything else? I think I'm done. I can show you the picture of my book if you want. Let me run and get my book. Okay, I'm back with my books.
Oh wow, nice color. When
And
heaven
my
meets earth, that's really nice.
yes, and my niece actually designed that, and then the Notion Press made it better looking. So
That's wonderful.
thank you for allowing me so much time to. And
Uh,
now I'm
Thank you
open
so
for
much, Swarna.
any anyone has any question. Please, I would love to hear from you guys. How was my
Yes,
presentation? Did
yes.
I do it okay?
Ye- It was wonderful, wonderful presentation, Swarna. Thank you so much for letting us know how the bridal marriages in India and explaining about the Indian culture, weddings, and your profile was really awesome. I know you have tried to be in person in New York, but due to this
Yes.
weather conditions, you are not able to attend. But no
Yes,
problem.
I
We
had
do
the
have
ticket
other
and
events.
everything. My
Yes, I
suitcase was
can
packed
understand.
and my ticket was in my hand, but I couldn't come. I would love to be, I wish I was there, but anyway, this is the second best. And that's where neuroplasticity or resilience come in the picture, right? We had glitches, but we ultimately got through, and here we are. You know,
Yes,
I'll give you one example if you like. You know how when you want to sew something, you have to put the thread through that little hole in the needle, right? Okay? And once you get the thread through the needle, you can sew things together. So today we experienced that trying to go through the needle, the hole in the needle, and it took a while, but we got done and we were able to sew this wonderful uh, opportunity, okay, to me. So if anybody,
that's a really wonderful example, a wonderful example, Swarna. So we have a question for you, Swarna. So here is the question. So how can ancient philosophies on love and commitment inspire modern couples to approach their relationships with a deeper understandings?
well, they may have to look at some of the books in on Hindu psychology or Buddhist psychology. There are things available on internet on YouTube. You can just write Hindu psych, uh, Hindu psychology on love, and you will see many presentations on YouTube. So nowadays everything is so readily available. Also, you know what I would love to do is create groups of people where we talk about these things. I think because of the AI and uh, Instagram and TikTok and this thing, I think the younger generation is, even people like me are addicted to Instagram. So what to talk about teenagers? So we really need to go back to the source of what is love, what examples of love you have seen in your life, and How do you search for that? When you go looking for something, you will find it.
Yeah, that's very true, Swarna. Thank you so much for your time with us, time with Global Summit 2023, and supporting us from yesterday to till today. And we need your support for our future conferences as well. I know you this time you have not attended physically due to weather condition, but definitely we do have another event in Paris, and we have an event in New York as well. Yeah, definitely you can
Yes,
attend any of the event physically. We want to
yeah.
meet in person. Yeah, I can
I would
say,
love to come. I'm not sure. I talked to my daughter, Sujata. She's on, and she said, "Mom, maybe we should go to Paris to attend the conference." So I said, "Maybe, and maybe you can be a speaker too." She's a wonderful speaker, better than me. And
yes, I can see Sujata. I know. Hi, Sujata. Thank you for bringing your mom on the stage and sharing her beautiful journey with us. Um,
she's
Thank
a
you
great
for
speaker. Sorry,
yes,
go ahead.
yes, yes. So thank you so much, Swarna, and yeah. So so waiting for another speaker to join. So I know it's hard for me to end this session, but yeah, we have to.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you
you so
and
much.
namaste.
Namaste.
Bye.
See you later. Bye.
Yes, definitely. So let's pay our next speaker presentation. So this is Melinda Roy. So yeah, thank you and have a great day. Bye bye.
Okay.